Milk and energy drinks.
There you go. And a lamp, maybe.
Cool, sounds good, thanks.
Anyway, so where are we at? Flight recorder feature. So I am not against the flight recorder feature. There probably will be a demo capture feature anyway in the setup because we'll use it. So we will try to have a setup where it can actually record your actions, but I don't 100% want to make a promise at the moment. But there certainly will be work towards it because we'll be using it for our own purposes for when we do sort of Q&A and sort of demos and stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, have you refreshed the our big reverse counter thing?
Not lately. Let me go do that.
Yeah.
5418.
Yeah, we had the big push to 5.4, and now we're slowly inching towards 5.5.
What are people saying about the video, though?
I think they like it. It seems to be. To me.
I didn't chat about it too long. The lamp's taking up a lot of the...
Yeah, the lamp's still in the lamplight. Yeah. What can you do when you're next to a lamp? What can you do?
The lamp's
What we should say is the lamp is in the next video. We want people to figure out where it is. And that way they'll all be watching it, intently looking for the lamp. That's the significance of the lamp.
This video is awful.
It's
Where
kinda
is
like-
the sound? I'm withdrawing my pledge. Page after page of that.
Yeah.
I guess that means they like it.
Who brought the Wing Commander posters?
Fred. Those are Richards, I think, from the Port Larium office. Okay, I think we had a question about whether we can customize weapons, and yeah, I think it's already in our ship document that we can add modifiers to the guns and stuff to increase, whether the heat signature, to decrease the heat signature or their accuracy, and so there's sort of a modifier system on weapons as there is on engines and stuff.
Yeah. I like the idea that you can build a stealth ship not by buying a cloaking device, but by lowering the different emissions and changing the armor so it reflects differently and lowering the emissions of the engine.
Yep. Yeah, no, well, that's part of the whole design, right? It's like it's a cool setup, which Ben had a lot to do with, but yeah, it's like the way you build your ship or build it out and use the different components and upgrades and modifiers, you should be able to do all sorts of different things to your ship. So even if two people have the same base ship or base hull, they can customize and modify them in completely different ways for different purposes.
So I've got a question for you,
Yep.
Chris. It's clear that the game has an audio director right now, and I'm thankful for that. But the game is visually stunning, and I believe you've done it without an art director so far. Confirm if that's correct, and how have you been solving that without having some, visually talented character standing around thinking up the visuals? Is it simply you? Or
Well,
have you been
no,
kind of
I don't
sharing a
necessarily.
load with people, or-
No, it's because first of all, I'm pretty visually driven, but secondly, they're after the lamp. The lamp's on the run.
Right.
But no. It's also because I like what I like to do is I like to work with some of like the really talented like conceptual artists like Ryan Church or Jim Martin. Robert McKinnon was someone else that was doing other stuff for us. And so essentially, and this is by the way what a director would do on a film is before you start actually making the film, even before you hire a production designer or art director, you'll sit down with conceptual guys and you'll like design it out. You'll say, okay, let's design what the ship looks like or what this character looks like, and that's what I've been doing. And so that sets the look for the game. And then I've been building a workflow that takes it across into the game. But yeah, so the way I handle it is I sort of design. Like visually get everything sort of figured out, and then we go off and implement it. So
does that mean that somebody with the title of art director has a somewhat limited or more shrunken role on this type of game than they might do it on a regular game?
I guess it sort of depends, but typically, in films, an art director tends to be more on the logistical side, and the production designer is the one that's in charge of the overall look and feel.
Yeah, but that's just the titles.
But on this one, we'll sort of see. I mean, like for instance, like with Chris Olivier. So Chris comes aboard, then he's going to be my visual right hand.
Captain
person.
Riker.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. The work to date's been basically me working with some really talented artists. But I'm very quite involved in the visual stuff. That's a big that's a big thing for me.
Ben couldn't put up with all the heckling. He has left. I'm just answering all these people now.
So when do you expect to have the new office like fully staffed and moved in and everything?
Well, we move into our new digs here next month in December. But it's not going to be fully staffed in December, so.
How many square feet?
Oh, it's not particularly that much. It's something because we're only building it out for initially, I think, about 30 people. So I don't know what it is. Not more than 5,000 square feet, but it's actually a pretty cool house. That's on Rio Grande and 7th around here. It's like an old house that's been done up inside to be office space. So it's kind of got it's got cool vibe to it.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Nice area.
Yeah. Downtown's kind of cool in Austin now. Didn't used to be, but it is now. So when we first did Digital Anvil, we were like, I think, the first sort of company to be downtown, and now everyone's downtown.
Downtown area, is that new then, huh?
Well, what happened was it used to be, and then everyone moved to sort of the suburbs in sort of office buildings
Blocks,
and stuff.
Yeah. Right.
And downtown, like if you walk around here, like 6th Street was always kind of the street, but like 4th Street, the warehouse district, it was completely like desolate.
Okay.
And when we had Digital Anvil we basically came down. We sort of thought, it'd be kind of cool to be downside of an old historical building. It was like 96, and then the place just sort of started to become cool. Yeah. And now it's like there's condos and mixed-use retail, and it's like completely different. All the place where all those condos are used to be like rundown warehouses and stuff.
Yeah. Had you only bought property back then?
Yeah, no, we should have done. We actually almost did too, and then we said, no, we're a video game company. We're not in that business. So we probably should have, because that would have been, that would have been a very profitable endeavor.
And Microsoft, I mean, they bought out Digital Anvil, and they just never did anything with it. They just abandoned the project, or
no. They bought Digital Anvil. Digital Anvil carried on for about another 5 or 6 years. So I think Microsoft shut down DA in 2006, So DA continued to did obviously freelancer, but also brute force on the Xbox.
They finished every game that was in development and didn't put out any new ones. That's another way to look at it.
Although what happened from 2003 to 2006 or whenever it got shut down?
You're working on other things that didn't get put out.
Right.
And the milk is current, so.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks.
So did we go up another 100,000 while I was away?
No, we're a bit slower now, I think.
Okay.
We're heading for 5.5 with lightning speed.
We're at 5426.
Better hurry up the stage play then.
Is it for the lap stage play?
Yeah.
The meaning of life by the lap.
Oh, Lamp Commander.
Lap commander. I'm kind of like getting.
Somebody says you had mentioned the ability to submit your own ship designs for other players to fly. After release, how do you plan on allowing talented modders or artists to submit a new ship for sale in the game? If I were